Welcome to Easy Language. Learn language easily. Let's start. Story 1: The Beauty and the Beast. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a wealthy merchant who lived with his 3 daughters. The youngest daughter, Belle, was kind, loving, and beautiful, while her sisters were selfish and vain. One day, the merchant lost all his wealth and was forced to live in the countryside. Despite their hard life, Belle remained cheerful and helped her father while her sisters complained constantly. One day, the merchant heard that one of his lost ships had returned. Hoping to recover his fortune, he traveled to the city. Before he left, he asked his daughters what they wanted as gifts. The older sisters asked for fine dresses and jewelry, but Belle humbly requested a single rose. On his way home, the merchant became lost in a storm and stumbled upon a grand, mysterious castle. Inside, he found a feast prepared and decided to eat. He saw no one but assumed the castle belonged to someone kind. Before leaving, he saw a rose garden and plucked a rose for Belle. Suddenly, a fearsome beast appeared. The beast was furious, accusing the merchant of stealing. The merchant begged for forgiveness and explained that the rose was for his daughter. The beast agreed to spare the merchant's life but demanded that one of his daughters come to live in the castle instead. When the merchant returned home and told his family, Belle insisted on going to the castle, as she didn't want her father to suffer. She arrived at the castle and met the beast. Though he looked terrifying, he treated her kindly and gave her everything she wanted. Over time, Belle and the beast became friends. The beast would ask Belle every evening if she would marry him, but she always declined. She had grown fond of him but was not ready to accept his proposal. One day, Belle learned that her father was very ill. The beast allowed her to return home to care for him but made her promise to return within a week. Belle agreed and went back to her family. Her sisters grew jealous when they saw her dressed in fine clothes and treated like royalty. Belle stayed longer than she had promised and began to feel guilty. She dreamed that the beast was dying of a broken heart. Realizing how much she cared for him, she rushed back to the castle. When she arrived, she found the beast lying weak in the garden. Belle wept and confessed, "I love you, beast." Suddenly, the beast transformed into a handsome prince. He explained that he had been under a curse, and only true love could break it. Belle's love had freed him. Belle and the prince returned to the castle, and they lived happily ever after. Story 2: Cinderella. Once upon a time, there was a kind and beautiful girl named Cinderella. She lived with her cruel stepmother and 2 selfish stepsisters, who treated her like a servant. While they wore fine clothes and attended grand parties, Cinderella was made to cook, clean, and do all the household chores. Despite her hardships, Cinderella remained gentle and hopeful. She dreamed of a better life where she could be free. One day, the king announced a royal ball for his son, the prince. Every young woman in the kingdom was invited. Cinderella's stepsisters were excited, but her stepmother forbade her from going. She tore Cinderella's dress and left her in tears. As Cinderella cried, her fairy godmother appeared. With a wave of her wand, the fairy godmother turned a pumpkin into a golden carriage, mice into horses, and Cinderella's ragged dress into a sparkling gown. She even gave her glass slippers. But the magic came with a warning. It would disappear at midnight. At the ball, everyone admired Cinderella, but no one recognized her, not even her stepsisters. The prince was captivated by her beauty and kindness and danced with her all evening. Cinderella was so happy that she forgot the time. When the clock struck midnight, Cinderella ran from the palace. In her hurry, she lost one of her glass slippers. She managed to escape before the magic faded, leaving her in her old clothes. The next day, the prince searched for the mysterious girl who had stolen his heart. He visited every house, asking each woman to try on the glass slipper. The stepsisters tried, but the slipper didn't fit. When it was Cinderella's turn, the slipper fit perfectly. The prince recognized her, and her stepmother and stepsisters were shocked. The prince took Cinderella to the palace, and they were married. Cinderella forgave her family and lived happily ever after, surrounded by kindness and love. If you enjoy these stories, please like, share and subscribe for more.